And so I moved back to Canada to train and live with the World Cup team. Played on the Canadian national team. We're going to live as a team. There's no professional leagues in North America, so that's what we did. It was during that time that I just started to get sick, and I just started to lose energy and was very fatigued. And, you know, I was a alpha, ultra competitive, step on your neck if I need to win, and I just wasn't myself. And so it took about 18 months. We went in and out of hospitals and in and out of doctors, and eventually cardiologist came to me sort of 3 months before the World Cup, and I'd been fighting. I've been fighting in the hospital, out of the hospital. I would spend 3 days in the hospital and then get out and go rejoin the team and play footy at a world-class level and grind it out and then find myself back in the hospital. And so eventually the cardiologist looked at me and said, listen, we've done everything we can. We know exactly what it is now, and you need a heart transplant or you're going to be dead in 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was going through your head in that point?
I was on my way to the World Cup, so I'm thinking to myself, well, the World Cup's in 3 months, so I could probably play the World Cup. And then, that's not how it worked out, but you know, it's a little bit like the movies where sound stops and you know, you sort of raise above yourself, and it's just everything sort of slow motion. You can't move your hand, and you know, it was like that for, I would guess, maybe an hour or two, and then I returned, and then the athlete returned and rose up and sort of said, "Fuck this," and you know, let's go. How do we get it? Let's go get it. Let's go get it now, so I can resume my life, so I can continue my career. That's the mentality, right?
Do you have any advice for people? I mean, a lot of people listening to the show will either at some point get that diagnosis of some kind, right?
Yep.
Or a loved one of theirs will. I mean, I would say the majority of people listening to the show will eventually themselves or a very close loved one get that. What advice do you have having gone through that?
Yeah, listen, what I've learned over the past, 30 whatever years since I've had my first transplant is everybody's fighting a battle. The rich, the poor, the successful, the unsuccessful, the popular, the not popular, everyone's fighting a battle. When you're at your darkest and it's tough, and the reality is, if you find yourself by yourself, there's a reason that you're by yourself. It's because it's time for you to tap into your character, and you find out really quick what you're made of. And it's super powerful when you're at the very bottom and you're struggling and it's just you. It's an incredible gift. It really is an incredible gift to be in that tough spot.